just not like going to get an MRI or something.
No, we'll talk about this. Don't forget that topic. I've got that written down. Yeah. You're referencing the event, right? That happened. Not just making a joke, right? Oh, you don't know what happened.
I do not.
All right. So does everyone know what a railgun is?
Yeah.
You know, I know
so
of
in
it,
theory,
but can you explain it?
The Nazis had
you're
one?
using electromagnets to accelerate a projectile down a barrel. So the same way that you've used magnets before and they repel one another, they're doing that over and over in sequence, timed perfectly by like a fly-by-wire system, so that you accelerate these objects really fast and without any propellant. A man went in for an MRI with a butt plug in recently, and he became a human railgun because now his complaint, and he noted this in his lawsuit because yes, he survived, was that butt plug said 100% silicone, but in the core was a steel item there. You know, it's a steel core, like I guess for weight or rigidness. And so the MRI being the most powerful magnet any of us will ever come into contact with, unless we work at CERN or something and are accelerating protons. It accelerated that fucking butt plug all the way up to like here, and I'm slapping my hand on the middle of my chest sort of area. It's like up in his shit so goddamn far, and of course, literally, he was there to get an MRI, so they got a good image of it.
Wait, sure. Why would they not put you through a metal detector before?
Did you eat a butt plug right just now? No? Well, then we have an issue.
They just
there you go.
Oh my god. They go on your word?
All right,
put you in the world's biggest magnet without just like, hey, do you have any metal on you? Guys. And if you can't remember, you just take your life.
I think they ask you about tattoos. Is there iron in a tattoo or something?
Hang on, guys. I'm seeing so many things here. So what this is I think a standard X-ray or something they did after the event. This is the oh my god, let's figure out what's happened to him. Look down at where his asshole is. They have inserted a thing and inflated it to staunch the bleeding and create a new asshole for him because his old one is gone. That is that like gray area that's perfect, Zach. Yeah, that's the gray bulbous thing right above his pelvis. That's something they have inserted into him and then inflated for the purposes of sealing his butt. Because look how wide the back part of that butt plug is, the part that you kind of grab with a couple fingers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that ripped through him. So he no longer has an asshole. And I think if you look at the plug itself, there are two round spheres in it. Those are metal.
So this guy wasn't even close in his guess. It looks like it's mostly metal.
It's mostly metal.
That's a really big butt plug.
Yeah.
It's like an artillery shell, dude.
Nah, that's normal.
I'm not on that level yet, Woody.
Man, that's
the training phase of the steps, helping.
The confidence to wear that in your asshole in an MRI.
It's the kink, right? He wanted to be found.
Oh, of course he wanted it in his ass, but it's like, come on, man. Now you got it way in your.
It could also be.
This went way better than he ever thought.
He might surpassed all expectations. He might have also wanted the novelty of having an MRI of himself with that thing in his butt, and thought that was going to be cool to have. Makes sense. I mean, and look, he turned out he was right. He has an incredible series of scans here, but he's never going to shit right.
I don't know. It's like a printer.
He's going to get a colostomy bag for sure. Dollars to donuts. He's getting a colostomy bag.
I hope not.
I cannot believe this person's alive.
I know so.
Are you sure this person's alive? You're sure?
Surely. They wouldn't have put that much work in after.
I'm not 100% sure, but my recollection is that he was filing suit. I'm not sure if he was suing the MRI operator or the butt plug company, but I think it might have been the butt plug because it says 100% silicone on the outside, but they mean on the outside. It's so that you know that. Oh God. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So is this like the Amazon listing? It showed that there's ball bearings in it.
And to be fair, like now that I'm looking, it's possible that even though it showed up on the scan looking a certain way, that the grabby part in the back was semi-flexible. But I
it
still
just
stand
got-
by that they had something stuck in his butt there to keep it from bleeding out or falling out.
I wonder if it happened.
Oh, don't
instantly.
circle that one, Zach. No, no.
Did it happen
Oh,
instantly or
man.
did it like escalate? Was it like
Instantly.
I bet it was instant. Yeah, it's so fast.
How big is 2 inches, Taylor? I'm trying to imagine it. Can you just you can just
like-
do your fingers?
Like
About the
this.
size of your thumb?
Oh, okay.
No, that means that isn't that what he's
Oh,
circling
that's
around means?
diameter.
Doesn't that mean 2,
Yeah,
2 inches in
I'm trying to
diameter,
picture the
right?
Fucking how big that is.
2 inches in
like,
diameter is the thickness from edge to edge, and it's
Yeah.
like that's
How
a
much
big
is
one.
how much is a soda can? That's always a good like a 12-ounce soda can is a good
What's
one to go by.
what's a soda can?
What do you think? 3 something?
This is definitely bigger than 2.
I call it 2 3/4.
Well, then that was a serious ass plug.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Woody said 3
Damn.
inches. Taylor, how wide is a soda can in the middle?
What did you say?
I said
2
2
and-
3/4.
I'm gonna say 2 5/8.
It's 3 exactly.
It's
Oh,
3
I'm sorry, I
exactly.
cut you off. I'm sorry,
Oh.
Oh
Finster.
shit. I was gonna say smaller than 2.
It's
Is
3.
it 2 inches, Zach? Oh, Woody's already
No, so
proofread.
the can is exactly
Not
3.
proofread, but-
Okay, look at that.
I don't know
I'm
what
learning
Zach
things.
has there, but I googled it.
Yeah.
I think it's
Huh.
cock
It's just
ring.
like a
Either way, yeah, this is a helpful picture with the penny. Yeah, this guy's.
Oh, it's learning what 2
fucked up.
inches is. I understand.
Hmm.
Although he would also
Oh.
have needed to handle the penny before.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a funny thing. Using American currency as the
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's what's interesting about sending an a message to aliens. Is like, oh yeah, we're this, not that, and they're like, what the fuck are those two things?
Mhm.
You know?
I have a friend that whenever they visited the UK, I didn't realize they were doing this, but they were making up currency in America. I knew what a quarter was. I didn't know, and I know what a cent was. And they just kept making up gibberish words, and they're like, "This is whatever 15 cents is," and it was just nonsense words, and I believed them for way too long.
Jesus.
Oh,
This is,
I love that.
A
This
quickle.
is
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was stuff like
Taking
that.
This is a
notes.
gimbal. It's
Yeah,
like
this is a
18
gimbal.
cents.
Yeah. A time.
I think I
In
only
olden
clocked on
times,
when they
in
went
olden
a bit
times,
too
we had
far.
much cooler currency. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I stepped on you twice. What'd you
No, you're
say?
No, I was gonna say I definitely clocked on as soon as they said something like, "Oh, this is a floob," you know. And I go, "Oh no, smash up."
$3 bill's real.
Remember
What was
the like
different in the olden times, Kyle? I don't
all right, so obviously it's a huge amount of time, but I'm thinking of American currency. Those Wild West style banknotes, the banknotes from the 1850s to 1900s or so, were big. You had like almost like a half a sheet of notebook paper, like this big stack of money. And then they had different denominations. I really like the golden coins, which at the time I assume I know. Like
Doubloons.
whatever that weight of coin was the value of gold that it was, right? So a $20 gold piece represented that gold right now is worth $20 for this fucking much. So whether I'm handing it to you at the mercantile store or whatever for pay, or I'm the mercantile store, or you're melting it down and handing it to the gold smelter,
Yes.
you're going to come out with the same value either way.
It's like
Mm.
You know?
Bitcoin.
So
but
they
real
had tons of different denominations of coins of,
Yeah.
of silver and gold back then that meant what they were.
And like, do you know why they added those lines, like the ridged texturing to the outside of coins, like in the Roman Empire? Because
vending machines.
they didn't used to have that on the edge, and what people would do is they would clip coins, and so they'd get a coin of gold and they'd clip the edges off and be like, "Hey, I'll pay you for this," and like they don't know, like you were clipping the coins, and so they started adding textures, so like you could tell, hey, this coin's been clipped. This is not what it's actually worth. It's weighs less than this now. And so that
didn't
was
know
probably
that.
a really
can also
frustrating
feel
day
by-
in Rome.
You can also tell by feel if you're blind, really easily what's going on, dimes to pennies, certainly with the ridges. But yeah, I remember watching a whole thing about how people would, and when they find the old coins from Roman coins, I think a lot, they'll be clipped, sort of like
Like with nail
livestock's ears will be clipped sometimes. This little triangle cut out of them. But yeah, they're just taking a little chunk of silver out of the fucking dinar
Very
or whatever
sneaky
that thing's
of them.
called.
Yeah, the dinar.